Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So, we have to do the updates, because we just got two brand new dominant summonable LRs. I took them into a number of difficult fights, and I've got, I think, a good grasp of how good both LR BUHAN and LR Super Vegeta are. Both very, very powerful characters, I'm thinking. So we could just go ahead and jump in, move pretty quick. I feel like a lot of people are gonna be just kind of like shocked by maybe some of the placements here. But just like things move very fast. It's always like this. Characters one day are really good and then, they're falling off. I mean, this character is very, very recent. And I don't know where I might have them. 15, 16, 17, 18, something like that. Seems insane. But it's true, man. Things move very fast. At number 10, we have Blue Kaioken Goku, Evolution Blue Vegeta. They are, of course, a potential staple on the best team in the game by far. Superheroes, again, Superhero as a team is 2, 3, 4 times as good as the number 2 team. There really is no number 2 team at all. It just does not exist. Superhero is just so far and away above everything else. This character is very strong. They can do a lot of guaranteed crits at 24 key. They create rainbow orbs. They can be caught. They can be killed. But they can do a lot of easy free damage while creating orbs for the rest of the rotation. So I do kind of like them. They do have a strong defensive ability right here. But all the 50 plus times I've used this character, I think this ability has come into play only one singular time for me. And it was going to be a turn where I would have revived if it wasn't up anyway. So I've never really been saved by this, but it is still nice to have. I don't really see their active too much either. It is very powerful, especially in conjunction with this. But obviously, I mean, their presence on the superhero team, we just have, the best units in the game, just bam, 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 bam on there. And it just prevents you from pretty much taking any damage most of the time. So we have them right there. Next, I mean, you see this. I know people are going to go crazy about this, like GAMA's at 9. And people are, oh my god, they're so underrated and stuff like that. Like, dude, the GAMAs are good. I mean, I don't, like, am I here to sit here and poke holes in them? No, I mean, the one flaw I guess they would have is when the fight opens up, they don't have any defense whatsoever. They have to actually do 3 attacks in order to get any damage reduction at all. Although, to be fair, maybe you take a lot of damage turn 1, then turn 2, you're under 70% HP, and then you could just do their standby right away. And then once you go into their standby, they do have the extra damage reduction. They're a nice, powerful character, but it's just that I think the characters in front of them are better. I don't know what to say. They're good, but characters in front of them are better. That's really all it comes down to. I don't think we've ever had a top 10 as good as this, like not even close. We've never had a top 15 as good as this, a top 20 as good as this. It's like all the good characters right now are LRs because every single character in the 9th anniversary was an LR basically. So it's just like we're so jam packed. I mean, I think this list, there's only one character who's not a 9th anniversary character on this list right here. Right? It's nuts. The GAMAs are very good. But there's just better characters, I think. Next, we have LR BUHAN. Now, LR BUHAN, certainly we could say that he's not on as good of a team as the GAMAs. I mean, we run the GAMAs pretty easily on Superhero, and they can dominate. But, I mean, maybe this is, I don't know. The missions matter. Like these missions that they put into these boss fights do matter. Because you have to beat these missions, to get the titles and get the rewards and get all this stuff. I'm doing these artificial life form missions, and I'm telling y'all, I feel better like with BUHAN around than I do the GAMAs. I feel like BUHAN is doing more than the GAMAs are. The GAMAs are very good, but I just, BUHAN has got a lot, dude. He has all this healing. He's guarding. He's dodging. He's stacking. He has a ridiculously... His active is almost free. To this point, I've not had it ever be blocked because of the HP. It's definitely possible. It could happen. But it is so rare because, again, you would have to start the turn under 30% HP because BUHAN is just going to recover 20% at the start of turn anyway. Then you transfer into this guy. I think the one thing is maybe his attack stats and defensive stats his first turn in this Buhan transformation might be a little bit less than what people are expecting. But with this right here, he has the 4 turns. He gets a 30% buff. Oh, the page froze. Hold on. Having both of these super attack effects, 30% attack and defense for 4 turns. Then he has a guaranteed additional super there. Then he has a guaranteed additional super there. And it's like he's going to shoot out 3 supers at minimum, giving him 30% attack and defense, not just for this turn, but the next turn. So Buhan can look very dominant. Guarding, dodging, stacking, healing. I mean, he has this seal. This can single-handedly win you the Cell Max fight. I think right now, the Blue Gogeta and Beast Gohan Supreme Battle Spectacle fights, I kind of have them tied. I think if I would have one in the lead, it's Beast, because of, he's just more toxic, more annoying, I think. But, I mean, they're pretty close, so it doesn't really matter. I think the Cell Max fight is really important, and characters, debuffs, like that seal right there for Buhan, can win you the fight in there. I do think Red Zone Movie Boss Rush is another interesting fight to really, I think, take into account. Obviously, Buhan would completely destroy that stage. I have not recorded that yet, but I'm going to do that very soon. Yeah, Buhan is just very good. I don't really have... The only hole I could poke in this guy is that he doesn't have crit or super effective against all types built in. This is one of the very few characters we've seen like that doesn't have crit or super effective against all types built in. But this guy is just, he does so much. He does so much. He can lead villains, carry villains. It's like, he's big. He's big time. I do think Buhan is that good. All right, next we have Broly. Broly's another one who I feel like people will scream, oh my god, Broly's too low. No, he's not. Period. Broly is very good. At the start of the fight, he can get cooked defensively. Again, I mean, they put Super Bosses missions and Extreme Class missions all over the game in these tough fights. And it's like the flaws of these characters are exposed when you do these missions, right? Again, you could bury your head in the sand, pretend they don't exist. That's fine. I guess you could do that. But they do exist, and it does matter. Broly can kind of get cooked at the start of the fight. Broly is not quite able to carry a team of shitty characters as much as I would wish. I mean, the Super Bosses missions... those are tough because the team sucks. But if we swap Gogeta for Broly leading Super Bosses, it's a joke. We win easily. If we swap Beast for Broly, it's a joke. We win easily, right? Like, these powerful team protector mechanics is the difference between Broly, who has top-level damage and top-level defense, but he just doesn't have the extra added effect that all the characters in front of him do, right? That's the difference. Transform Broly, I think, can go band for band with LR Beast Gohan. The thing is, there's a couple of characters that you could say that about, but if Beast has his active skill available, no character is even close or can match him at all. None. No character can come close, and that's the difference. As long as Beast has his active skill, no character is within even half as good as Beast. It's just how it is. I'm sorry. It's just how it is. But Broly, if we're just talking his offense and defense versus Beast's offense and defense, Broly is probably better once he transforms. He's very good, but he's just, he's in the hall of very good right now, not the hall of very great, because he doesn't have one of these top-level mechanics that I think all the characters in front of him do. Just period, right? And people can be mad at that. It's fine. Beast protects allies. Gogeta protects allies. Orange Piccolo protects allies. Evolution Blue Vegeta protects allies. Broly debuffs his allies with his domain. So, I mean, people get so obsessive with damage, and it completely deludes them to what is good and what happens when you just go into the game and are actually playing and not just, like, modding the shit out of it. Like, it's bad when you are debuffing weaker characters that are around you, right? Like, it's not a good thing. So, there's Broly at 7. Broly's very good. But again, he doesn't have mechanics like what Orange Piccolo's got. Orange Piccolo still has the best active skill in the game. Orange Piccolo certainly could get caught. Once his intro wears off, he could take a lot of damage. But I have not really encountered, like, some huge, like, oh my god, like, damn, if only Orange Piccolo was better, or Orange Piccolo lost us the fight right there. It doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. And then you get to, like, Blue Gogeta at the end of that fight, and, Gogeta's AoEs are running rampant, and you just Orange Piccolo it away, right? And you could do the thing with the Orange Piccolo active, which I just feel like a lot of people don't realize all the different tech you could do with, you know, orbs and stuff like that for a lot of different characters, like the Gammas or Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, shit like that, right? Like, there's a lot of shenanigans you can do with Orange Piccolo, aside from, this would apply to Ribrianne as well, by the way, but a lot of these effects that just take away, you know, boss supers and boss AoEs and stuff like that, it really is just that good. It is just that good. Unfortunately, Piccolo was very powerfully designed, and that active of his is nuts. Piccolo is very, very good. He's the only non-9th anniversary character that I think is really kind of holding up well. It is riding on the back of his Orange Piccolo transformation for sure. All right, next we have STR Vegito right here. Where is he? Maybe I should cut down this list a little bit. I do still bring a lot of popular characters. I can't find him. Oh, there they are, right there at the bottom. Okay. So we have STR Vegito. Let's also grab Carnival Gogeta as well. Carnival Gogeta, I have at 4. I feel like these two we can kind of talk about right here. So I think that these guys are actually very close. Very close. You can get caught in base with this character because BUHAN has a super easy condition. This character's condition, I don't want to say is like super difficult, but it's happened to me where I'm just caught in base. The good thing, though, to get around that is, whereas, like, Blue, Goku, and Vegeta, right, the Worldwide Download Celebration character who has definitely drastically fallen off, this character right there, once their intro runs out and you can't fuse, you are a dead duck. You are dead to rights. That doesn't really happen with this character as much because we are stacking defense, right? So they're stacking defense, they have their damage reduction, they're good to go. When you fuse, you have the 10-turn Scouter. Now, Vegito is dominant even without it. But once you really think about that, that's what has this guy so high in this list. The 10-turn Scouter is an ability on par with, you know, the Orange Piccolo transformation, the target mechanic, these revives of UI and Evolution Blue Vegeta. All the top characters right now can protect allies. And this is what's sad. This is what villains need. They need one of these protection characters. And they don't have one, right? Like, Broly and BUHAN are good, but they don't have this right here. And that, it just makes a world of difference. Because you can really get away with shittier, weaker characters, running them with Gogeta, STR Vegito, Orange Piccolo, Beast, because they can be protected by stronger, better characters. Now, when it comes to Vegito, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I could accept either or at 4 and 5. Like, I feel like it's pretty close. I don't have a real good scientific explanation for it, but I feel like I would rather run Gogeta. Like, if I'm building a team, I go to Gogeta first. Maybe it's Gogeta's Rainbow Orb changing. Maybe it's his easier transformation. Maybe it's a stronger overall peak with this. Although, I mean, I do say that, but, I mean, this guy... I mean, if these bosses, a lot of them do attack, 10 times something at the end. They throw up 10 attacks right there at the start, and Vegito is just guaranteed critting over and over and over and over again. That can make a big deal. I feel like Gogeta's slightly in front, but, I mean, I could go either way right there, right? Like, if I see a quote that says, oh my god, Vegito's better than Gogeta, I go, okay, man, yeah, that's fine. Like, why don't you just go ahead and complain about Broly like everyone else? Like, yeah, Gogeta, Vegito, I'm slightly leaning towards Gogeta, but I think you could put Vegito at 4, and I don't see an issue with it at all. And then we don't need to really spend too much more time here. Again, this is just an update to add Vegito and BUHAN, who both thankfully do make it on this stacked list. We know exactly who the next 3 are. UI, Evolution, Beast. I've seen nothing that has pushed me off of my initial thoughts of Evolution Blue Vegeta, UI Goku, and Beast. Since I've been using them, they're all very good. I feel like UI Goku is probably the most underrated character in the game right now. Just judging by the way people talk about him. It's dodge. People really do have like a huge anti-dodge agenda. I mean, that's why I talk about dodge so much, because I'm forced to defend it so often. It's very weird. Now, we're going to talk about the revives of Vegeta and Goku. Before we get into that, I will say that Vegeta just feels better. He's got a tighter kit. There's some flaws UI Goku does not have, notably this right here, which Vegeta does not have. Right? There's a couple of flaws built into Goku's kit, which Vegeta does not have that I've found annoying. One of the main reasons I have Vegeta at 2 is because I feel like it's easier to get his revive, right? This. Get hit 5 times in battle, and then you can revive. Boom. Perfect for the meta right now. Whereas UI Goku's is not the worst ever, but, I mean, you know, bosses could easily just insta-kill you. Right? Like, it's if HP 77% or less, you could revive. But it's such a common thing where you enter the turn full HP and the boss one-shots you, right? But for whatever reason, across all my uses of these characters, it's UI Goku's revive who I've gotten more often than Vegeta's. I don't know if this is one of those things where I miss Vegeta's revive one time, and then I get his revive effortlessly like the next 3 times, but my mind is just stuck on the one time I couldn't get it. That's definitely what happens with the community with dodge, where they hate dodge so much, is, you know, they miss one dodge, and then they get the next 10 dodges work, but their mind is only stuck on the one that doesn't work. I do wonder if me and Vegeta reviving right now, it's that. Like, I just keep thinking about, like, you know, the one time he turns into UI Goku with 5 dodge, which, I mean, I'm going to have the character rainbowed, and he has to have 5. I don't have more than 5 dodge on Vegeta, but my Vegeta dodges, like, as much as UI Goku. Like, it's insane. You can pull up the footage, man. That I don't just say shit. You know, I've got an archive of evidence right here that you can fact check a lot of the things I say. I mean, I do upload a lot of videos, and some of these do go pretty long now, but I mean, I'm not just spouting bullshit. It's been a major issue. I've had difficulty taking 5 hits with Vegeta. One of the reasons is the team just does so much damage. Vegeta, a lot of the times he can go in slot 1, but usually you're going to be much safer, much more consistent in slot 2 with Vegeta. UI Goku, obviously, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you probably want to throw him in slot 1 with his huge chance to dodge. But I'm very comfortable just keeping it at Vegeta 2, UI Goku 3, and then we need to spend 0 time talking about Beast Gohan. Again, he's twice as good as any other character. There's a huge gap between him and Vegeta. I do think I've seen people try and be like, almost like kind of contrarians. Oh, Broly's at 1. Oh, Vegeta's better than Breeze in this one fight. No, unfortunately, guys, no one's even close. It's just what it is. What it is. If Beast didn't have his active, we could talk. But unfortunately, he's got his active, right? Which dominates the entire game. So there we go. Let me look at this. Yeah, I don't have any issues with this. I think. Okay, so like all the quote tweets, it's just gonna be Gamma's, Orange Piccolo, and Broly talk. Those are the 3. Broly is really good, but I can't put him in front. I can't put him in front of Orange Piccolo, man. I can't. Orange Piccolo with that Team Protector mechanic. Broly sits there, looks pretty in slot 1, and the slot 2 character dies. Like, I don't give a shit, man. Yeah, that's nice, Broly, but you know, why don't you do something for the team instead of being such a selfish little bastard? Gammas are good, but I just think the characters in front of them are better. That's all. They're good, but the characters in front are better. You could maybe say that the Gammas have a bit of a Team Protector, sort of, right here. Once you get to Gamma 1 and he does this, but, I mean, again, maybe the artificial life form mission is infecting my brain too much, but read it for a second. Super class allies. God damn it, man. That mission would probably be a lot easier if this was buffing the shitty villain units you have to run, right? Like that would help us a lot. Again, I'm looking at this, man, and I just like this. This looks good. This feels good. This feels like this accurately depicts what happens in these big fights. So let me know what you guys think of the top 10 LRs and Dokkan. It's going to be a very long time. We've done an update to this 5 times in the last month. We're not going to update this again until probably Tanabata in maybe July, at the start of July. Because like an LR breaking it, maybe an LR EZA could break into this. But like an LR EZA, a Yellow Coin LR EZA, I might just do like a Yellow Coin top 10 LR list. Right? Like this might not get updated again until June or July. Because now we're going to move it, like, you know, we're out of the anniversary with all these crazy LRs, and then we're going to go into just like a wave of TURs, and then, you know, like these part 2 Yellow Coin LRs. Sometimes they're Bulma, but a lot of times they're like LR Super Buu, right? Or, you know, the Spirit Bomb Goku or something like that. So let me know what you guys think. Again, I feel very comfortable with this. Get the quotes out. Tell me how stupid I am for about Broly and stuff like that. But, hey, Broly, why don't you do a little bit more? Broly just doesn't do quite enough. Sorry. It is what it is. Love you guys. I'll catch y'all next time.